please.
Hello, my name is Anna Jagielak. I'm from City of Warsaw Heritage Protection Department. First of all, I would like to thank you for the invitation and for the opportunity to speak about the Old Town in Warsaw. Today, I would like to present the City of Warsaw project, pavement renovation in the Old Town in Warsaw, UNESCO World Heritage Site. The main goal of the project, planned for 2012-2015, is to rehabilitate the environmental and functional quality in the surface within the designated area, and we can see the red boundary of the area. The works are delivered as a part of a bigger scheme, including replacement of the utility mains and insulation of the exterior foundation walls of the building placed along the streets identified in the pavement project. Before I go into details, I would like to give you a very, very short introduction to the history of paving in the Old Town. We know that in the 16th century, a very few of the streets in the Old Town were laid with bricks, placed edgewise, so upright, interestingly. In the 18th century, the whole area was cobbled. And actually, this hadn't really changed till 20th century. Just before the First World War, 1912, the Old Town was laid with basalt and granite sets. And you can see the picture below, a very high curbs and pavement being laid with concrete paving slabs. Those are of 19th century provenance, late 19th century. So in those days, the Old Town Square received a very memorable characteristic pattern. You can see from 3 Virtuti Militari crosses. You can see maybe on this 1944 aerial picture, just before the Warsaw Uprising. The surfaces more or less survived the Second World War and the Warsaw Uprising 1944. And they were reconstructed during the reconstruction of the Old Town 1949-1953. So what we've got now, over the last 60 years, the street and pavement surfaces were often dug out in order to repair the public utility mains. Service pipes and cable are laid directly below pavements, and so paving slabs are constantly being lifted and relaid. So digging out formed uneven surfaces, bumps and undulations to the streets and walk-on area. So as a result of that, the paving slabs have sunken and cracked, and also, as we can see here, the joints between paving units have crumbled. So the cobbles had become loose, and you see here large potholes had appeared, which are a hazard for pedestrians, obviously. And of course, the patch-up repairs, which were executed in the fabric which not really match the existing one. So what we have, and they were really badly laid. So this causes these poorly patched up surfaces. So to sum up the reasons for setting up the project: appalling state of street surfaces, paving slabs and sets unsafe to walk on, so really inaccessible, and very poor visual impact. Before we launched the project, the building works actually, we started with public consultation. 2012, the City of Warsaw held a wide-ranging public consultation to hear people's views and ask for feedback on the project. We were really lucky because we get extra money for that. We were supported through funding from the Norwegian financial mechanism. And this enabled us really to come up with a variety of different activities, such as workshops, seminars, public discussions, lectures, and outdoor exhibition informating outdoor exhibition. And I just chosen this board just to show you this very characteristic pattern for the Old Town Square, the 3 P-30 military crosses. The main idea of this exhibition was to provide information in a very friendly way for the residents and for the public, and just to convince them that we're not going to change anything, we're going to reinstate and preserve the historical fabric. We also wanted to reach the younger participants, younger residents. So we organized an outdoor fun game, Get Involved, with the leading character, the participator, dressed up in the style of the Superman. And that really helped us to reach the younger, the younger residents. So it was a fun to it, there was a fun into it, but really the public participation helped us to identify the areas where the certain improvements needed to be introduced in the project scheme, because the project came out from the city. So the people really stress out 2 issues: accessibility, that the area is not really accessible, and they need the expectation that they need a space of a high quality materials and high quality services. Project is 3 years old project, started in 2012, and we can see the 2 streets marked red, representing the works which have been executed. 2013 marked blue, that's the works which is ahead of us, and the streets and squares marked yellow are planned for 2014-2015. Well, about the challenges. The first thing was that the Old Town is one of the biggest tourist attractions in Warsaw. And actually, in summer, the Old Town Square is bursting at its seams with tourists. So the private sector, the stakeholders, the restaurant owners, really make a biggest profit in the summer, when actually people are coming there to eat out, not sitting inside the building, but to sit outside. So you can imagine it caused quite a stir when we announced that we're going to launch the building works in the mid of summer in August. The other issue was collaboration with partners, the building owners in the Old Town, because somehow the repaving scheme triggered off to other schemes, replacement of the gas and water main connections and insulation of the exterior foundation walls. And we were not able to cover all the costs, so we have to convince them that they really need to spend more than usually for maintenance works. You can imagine they were not really happy with that. So, and under the replacement of gas main connection scheme, we managed to introduce a smaller but quite significant improvements to the visual perception of the area, such as a iron cast gas valve box with a mermaid, which is a symbol of Warsaw. The biggest problem in the Old Town is that there is no sufficient damp barrier. So what we have a rising damp problem. So capillarity causes moisture to travel up walls, sometimes more than 2 meters above the local level, the ground level. And it goes without saying that moisture affects the elevations, plaster is falling off the walls, exposing the bricks, and that's actually causes serious deterioration of the historical fabric. So the 2 other schemes, the replacing of the public utility mains and the insulation walls, was prior to the repaving scheme. After those 2 schemes, the trenches, which were dug out around the buildings, were backfilled with soil, and the site was ready for repaving scheme. Paving works was example of sustainable design approach, because we really wanted to reuse of historical fabric what was there, so the granite and basalt sets, and really limit the use of a new fabric. So That's the pictures of the original fabric, which have been taken off and put back. And there was an issue what to do with the pavement. You remember I showed you maybe at the beginning of the presentation that there was a picture from 1930s. There were those high curbs and concrete paving slabs. They were of 19th century provenance. But during the Warsaw Uprising, they were used up by partisans to build a barricade. So actually, the pavement which we've got now, it's from 1960s and from 70s, actually of different dimensions, different type of shape, different quality, and it doesn't really look good. But we already decided that we need to come up with a high quality materials. So we decided to go for granite for beginning. But we thought granite would be too dull and too grey. It's better to come up with something what really will better correspond with very lively, picturesque, colourful elevations of the buildings. So we come up with the porphyry stone. And porphyry stone has a many colour variation from yellow, reddish to brown, to middle brown. And it really seems to work pretty good. And you can see on the picture here, it's actually the workers are rearranging the sets in this characteristic fan shape pattern. So that's the picture showing you the pavement section executed in a porphyry stone. Thank you. There is a picture showing you the works before, the state of the pavement before and after. So you can see different shapes and different types of concrete slabs, and the new one with a porphyry stone. I'm going to show you one picture which is going to illustrate how the street looked like when the works are being executed in 2012. And this is a zoom up, a close-up of works being executed, finished. As you can see, the curbs and footway are lowered to roughly the same level, and the surface of the road enable all pedestrians to cross the road. So, to sum up, what are the main strengths of the project and why we think we should be chosen to Oaxaca? First of all, the project really offers a unique opportunity to create a wider awareness of sustainable development. Our aim was to give people a real say in what happens in the historical environment and in the communities. It's also a very good example of how communities can really benefit from working towards a more sustainable future. Also, by reusing or enhancing actually the existing feature and integrating with modern fabric, the project demonstrates a commitment to value for money and sustainability. Also, every aspect of the design, the paving schemes, incorporates features to improve universal access and the needs of people with disabilities. And there is another issue. This project will work as a good incentive for the local residents to be more sustainable in their own approach when they conserve or preserve their properties. And I think it's a great project, represents this part which have been done, represents a great contribution to the environment, creating an urban space, recreating actually an urban space representative of its true potential, and the role in the capital, which probably have been lost. And that's the last picture, which shows you the works executed 2012 and the bit which is going to be ahead of us. Thank you.